Deadpool himself, Ryan Reynolds, has taken to social media to address all the leaks from the set of Deadpool 3. So let's talk about his statement and what it means, and ultimately why I don't think most people care. Okay, so getting right into this, I will read Ryan Reynolds' statement and then I'll talk about it. So he says, and I quote, "Surprises are part of the magic of theatrical movies. It's important for us to shoot the new Deadpool film in real, natural environments, using practical effects as opposed to making the movie indoors and digitally. Telephoto lenses continue to spoil surprises and create a difficult situation for everyone. Here's hoping some of those websites and social channels hold back showing images before they're ready. The film is built for audience joy, and our highest hope is to preserve as much of that magic as possible for the finished film and the big screen. Part of the reason people post spoilers is because they're excited. I realize these aren't real-world issues, and it's a firmly in the good problem bucket. I love making this movie." End quote. Okay, so there's a lot to unpack here, and I've seen things go both ways. And the thing is, there is a whole industry that's not just involving comic book films. They're called paparazzis. They've been around as long as the industry has, and they're never going away. It's all about the news getting their hands on something and reporting it. This will never change. Whether it's this film, the next film, anything else, whether it's even outside of films, journalism exists. So I get what he's saying. He's hoping that a lot of people don't talk about this and don't post it and don't spoil it for people. And while I sympathize with that, and yeah, there are a couple things, that are obviously big spoilers, the fact of the matter is, the percentage of the audience that's going to see these images that are posted by me or you or any other social media page is so minuscule compared to the people that are going to watch this film not knowing anything. That's the real sort of takeaway here for me. He's trying to say, look, don't spoil it. We're trying to do this, but also it's not a bad problem to have. So whatever. And the way I look at this is, who really cares, right? Like, to me, and I think most of us, we hear about these spoilers. It's like, oh, Red Skull's World War II ride is on the set of Deadpool 3. Our mind starts to race, and we start to get excited, and that excitement trickles down everywhere. But I guarantee you, Joe Popcorn, who's going to see the first trailer or whatever for Deadpool 3 with the Super Bowl or whatever, has no idea what any of this is. He's probably seen somebody he knows who's a Marvel nerd share Deadpool 3 images, and he scrolled past them not even knowing what they are. The first time he hears about Deadpool 3 will be the trailer, and he'll know absolutely nothing. And he could literally see a TVA agent standing in the trailer going, "Hi, I'm a TVA agent." And until you tell him that that's the people from Loki, he will not know. Because most people, and I know this is hard to believe, are casuals, and they're not in the thick of it and mega nerds like us. So his statement is honestly great, but it's kind of like counterintuitive, right? You guys get what I'm saying? This is always going to happen. It's going to continue to happen. Leaks are going to continue to happen. And if you ignore them, like if you're any website out there, any YouTuber, anybody that's reporting on it, if you ignore them, well, then you're not talking about the fan base, about the hottest stuff out there. And then you're becoming not relevant to the topic. At the same time, if everybody stops talking about them, then, like, are they going to stop talking about everything else? There's kind of a way to look at this to realize it's not all bad. Yeah, leaks happen. Who cares? Remember how many leaks we had for Infinity War and Endgame? Plenty. Did that affect the final film? No. Despite the fact that 3 weeks before the film, we had a sizzle reel of about 8 minutes worth of footage showing us them time traveling and all that. It was out there for people to watch. People chose not to watch it. People choose not to look at these, and some people actively don't see them. Most people actively don't see them. I mean, you guys know my wife is into this hardcore. The other day, she came home. She was like, "Oh yeah, I saw Deadpool is back to shooting." I was like, "Oh yeah, they are." And then I asked her, I was like, how did you know that? Like, you haven't been keeping up with it. And she just goes, oh, well, I decided to, scroll TikTok and somebody was talking about it and it was just recommended because on her TikTok, she posts like cosplays and stuff and, tags Marvel and everything. So it just crossed over and she ended up seeing something. She was like, oh yeah, okay, there you go. It just happens. It happens. It's going to happen. You can't avoid it. It is what it is. Yeah, it's unfortunate that it does happen, but that's just the world today. So,